Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now May 19th of 2023, and not only are we getting closer to the series such as Star Wars Ahsoka by this August, we're also getting very close to the controversial Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of Destiny by Kathleen Kennedy and James Mangold. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and without wasting any too much of your time, let's get right into the subject. Now, what's really concerning about Indy 5, and specifically Skeleton Crew, these are both franchises of LUCASFILM, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones, right? And given that we have Kathleen Kennedy really leading both projects that have been going through a lot of skepticism among the fans of both sides of the franchise, as well as a lot of delays and setbacks, for both of which, they've had a lot of problems with the editing, a lot of which with some of the overall structure of how it's going to be rearranged. And coming out of Cannes, there's already been a couple of negative reviews on Indiana Jones 5, and it's not looking good for this movie. It's not looking good for Kathleen Kennedy, and unfortunately, it's looking bad for Harrison Ford, who really poured his heart and soul into this product. However, that brings us to what Kathleen Kennedy had to say about what she likes to call premature backlash of Indiana Jones 5. Now, with Kathleen Kennedy preparing to promote Indy 5 as well as Skeleton Crew, she recently was questioned about the premature backlash related to Indy 5 and Skeleton Crew. Kennedy went on to state the following to fans of both franchises. "I just think fans are getting way too ahead of themselves and are a bit obsessed with the idea of creating drama before a film or show even arrives into the fans' possession. We feel we did a fantastic job with Indy, and this premature backlash is uncalled for, and James Mangold did a spectacular job, and fans raising their voices about this film and giving it negative word of mouth have no place in this community. They simply are not fans and only want to tear down a beloved franchise with their loud opinions. I hold no regrets with what I have been putting together with this movie. We are still in the final stages of making some revisions here and there, and it's coming out excellent." So let me just say one thing about what Kathleen Kennedy's saying here before I get to the next thing that she talks about. Is that she is saying the fans that have a lot of concerns about a major franchise like this potentially going through another backlash similar to The Last Jedi are fans that are not considered fans. Basically, if you have an opinion, if you have any kind of skepticism or concern or worry about a film's release or a show's release, and you're raising your feelings about that, you're not a fan, according to Kathleen Kennedy. And she believes that she did a fantastic job with this actual series, or should I say movie. And the reason why I believe that this movie's gonna fail, and it's not gonna do well at the box office, is number one, the marketing has been below average. And when I mean below average, I'm talking about way below average. It's like the Titanic under the water. It's that bad. Nobody has been seeing TV spots on TVs or on, of course, major billboards or any kind of marketing like that. It has not been accomplished by Lucasfilm. It has not been accomplished and fulfilled by Disney. And like I stated a couple of vids back, a lot of you guys were reaching out to me. This is the first time that you heard about Indy 5, either here or in theaters going to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, stuff like that. And that's really bad marketing. The fact that people are just now learning about Indiana Jones 5 is horrible. It just goes to show you their lack of leadership and low confidence levels in this product, and it's just not looking good. It's very unfortunate. Look, I'm not a pessimistic person. I always like to see the good in, a lot of projects that come out, and I always give things the benefit of the doubt, and I still am to this day to a degree for Indy 5, but I'm 90% sure that this movie is not going to fulfill fans' needs and expectations. Let's just leave it at that. So moving on to the next thing about what Kathleen Kennedy had to say, she states, "Harrison loves it and we all cherish it. It's truly disgusting behavior when we notice so-called fans trying to give this film negative press ahead of its release. It's more than a month away and we deserve a fair shot." Now, yeah, I mean, everyone deserves a fair shot, right? But at least put some effort into a product that's going to meet the fans' expectations. So, again, coming out of Cannes, there's been a lot of negative reviews so far, reflecting on Rotten Tomatoes, and I know some of you might be rolling your eyes, oh, Rotten Tomatoes. You can't really go by Rotten Tomatoes. And I may understand that to a degree, but it always gives you a little bit of an idea of what the fan reception is going to look like. And by the way, this is critic scores, not necessarily audience scores just yet. So, she goes on to elaborate further. As for Skeleton Crew, the same follows. Mr. Watts has been working away and found his calling in Star Wars with this project. He's been tuning himself out from the opinionated fan base and just focusing on himself and working in some elements of Marvel into Star Wars. Which, by the way, guys, I think that's a bad idea. It's actually going to be pretty surprising, she says, seeing Star Wars meets the Goonies. That was his approach when we pitched this idea to me right after we hired him some time ago for the series. We knew that we wanted to do something different, and we are delivering just that. Now again, everything related to Indy 5, everything related to Skeleton Crew, it is not looking good. The same exact thing goes as follows for Acolyte. And I know I brought this up a lot of times, but Leslie Headland says that Acolyte is going to be Kill Bill meets Frozen and stuff like that. And it just seems a little odd to me. It's also going to have Matrix elements in there as well. It just sounds like a big clobbered mess, the simplest way to put it. But look, Indiana Jones 5 comes out in just a little over 1 month from now on June 30th. And once it arrives on June 30th, the audience scores are going to roll in. And that's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be a very interesting first week to see the spike in the box office, followed by the potential big dip in the box office to give you a real big sign about where this actual movie is going and whether or not it's going to go direct to streaming faster, than slower. So I think that what Kathleen Kennedy is trying to do here, she's trying to stall fans by really making it like it's a masterpiece and saying that it's the best film out there. Guys, she did the same exact thing with The Last Jedi, let's not forget about this. How Mark Hamill loves it, he loves what Rian Johnson did, etc., etc. Same exact thing here with Harrison Ford. I'm sure that Harrison is in a similar situation now to where Mark Hamill was in The Last Jedi. I don't know if you guys saw a lot of these interviews, Harrison doesn't seem all that enthusiastic. He's just like, yeah, it's a great film, and we poured a lot of work into this thing, and, he kind of just mumbles. So it's just a little odd that there's not much enthusiasm among the cast, or at least the main cast, the true cast, like Harrison Ford. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about Kathleen's, input on this. Where do you think she's getting at, and where do you think the box office projections are going to hit? A lot of fans are thinking it's going to go way below 800 million worldwide in total, and that's not good because apparently they need at least above 850 million to make a decent profit because they poured so much into this thing. And they also have been dialing back, no pun intended, on the marketing. It's been hurting them. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.